Don't mind introducing yourself, where you work?
My name is Rocky Hanish. I work with Orcutt Winslow Architects here in Phoenix, Arizona. I also teach architecture at ASU and have my own business called Manifold Studio. That's more of an art practice.
Nice, thank you. My name is Maikel Aharonov. I am a third-year junior in the architecture program at ASU. What key life experiences have formed who you are today?
Yeah, there's so many to choose from. Lived in Argentina. I had the opportunity to work with a friend and colleague, Martin Huberman, working on installation projects and art galleries and different things. Living abroad brought me outside of the kind of bubble of American culture a little bit, showed me the larger world. I think it was a very formative experience, not just in terms of travel, but also in terms of language and exposure to all kinds of experiences and things that I never would have imagined.
How did you become passionate and involved in design?
I had a mentor early when I was in 7th or 8th grade, Kathleen Cupper. She, along with Eugene Cupper, who used to teach at ASU, had a program called the Vitruvius program, where they would encourage young students to make models and experiment with architectural forms and form making. And that was kind of my early encouragement from them to kind of have a sense of artistic endeavor in the field. And the second would be, my passion, I think, primarily came after my freshman year at ASU. I took a class in the Honors College called the Human Event. And so it was through philosophy that I really became interested in design.
Okay, good to know. What are your core values and how are they reflected in your practice?
Core values, I think my core values are experimentation and collaboration. I really enjoy learning how other people think about problems and solving them together. And experimentation because oftentimes you don't know the answer until you experiment with the problem a little bit. And so I think that experimentation is crucial to solving design problems.
What is your design process?
We work in a challenging field, and so to recognize that not everyone has the same standard of or methodology to solving problems, and that the differences that people would go about to solve those problems brings a really unique and beautiful aspect to a design problem.
And how do you collaborate with other individuals and realize your impactful work?
Collaboration happens through asking questions. And knowing when to ask questions and what questions to ask. And you learn that over time. It's not automatic, I don't think necessarily, but it comes through curiosity.
Okay. And then where is design going, in your opinion?
Well, there's where I hope design is going, and there might be a different thing of where design is going, but I think my hope is that design goes towards the idea of neurodiversity, which means a whole host of things to do with how people think differently, and integrating those things and understanding those things and allowing for those differences and so that everyone's unique identity can shine through in a process. I think that's super important, that people feel part of a larger process in general.
What is the biggest challenges that you face as an architect?
I think a big challenge today is complexity, both in terms of knowing and being able to predict when a design process will reach a certain stage or when a client will make a certain decision. But also complexity in the design process now that we have so much information and data about the design process. And how do we manage and deliver and talk about that complexity and that information, I think is a huge topic of interest to me. And I'm interested in collaborating with others who would think similarly. So I think that's probably our biggest challenge is the multifaceted nature of that complexity.
All right. What advice would you give a young student like me?
So many things I could say. I think my advice to a young student would be to look deeply into things. Don't have a surface level view and try and research a deeper understanding of both the examples that you're given in your design classes and precedents in history. Look deeply into those things. Visit those sites and take that study seriously. But also seek new experiences. So don't be stuck in a pattern and realize that everything can change when you have a new experience. So get as many of those different and new experiences as you can gather